Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re. Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha.
Greetings, everyone. Warm greetings from warm Costa Rica. Nice to be with you. Let's begin by everyone writing in where you're from, maybe your first name and where you're from, so we get a sense of who's in our field here today, our etheric field. And as that's happening, let's raise Bodhicitta. And that is the intention to be together today for the benefit of all beings. Heartfelt intention, be together, to do this together, to learn this practice together for the benefit of all beings. Thank you. I'm seeing New Mexico, England, Mexico, Humboldt County, California, UK, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, Poland, Warsaw, Canada, New York, British Columbia, Canada, Portland, Oregon, Virginia, Ireland, Ukraine. Oh, praying for you guys in Ukraine. Yeah, I wonder what it's like to be there right now. Belgium, Massachusetts, Bellevue, Germany, Sedona, Mallorca, Spain. That's a beautiful place. Switzerland, New Hampshire. That's where I'm from. Netherlands, UK. Well, let that keep clicking in. And I want to begin with the prayer requests. And I was reminded just then about the situation in Ukraine right now. So I think it would be good to begin with prayers for the people of Ukraine and also the people of Russia. And let's send out a big blast of peace. Visualize what you want to see: guns being put down, tanks turning around, tension relaxing, embracing peace, releasing the tension. Very important to include this situation in our meditation. And whenever there's difficulty in the world, you can actually impact it through your prayers and your meditation. I believe that meditation is activism. It's not that nothing happens when you do that. It does have an impact. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to do the prayer requests that people have sent in. So for these, as I say the names, you can connect in your heart with this name, and I'm going to say the location or the country they're in. And again, I believe that just saying the name and our collective prayer for them or impact of positive thought toward them makes a difference. Diana Saparano in the United States, Alina Oped in Warsaw, Poland, Robert Pena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Marcin Sak in Poland, Jacek Kubicek in Warsaw, Poland, Maria Vasquez, Valrico, Florida, Jackie Crane, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Ella Lilik, Poland, Monica and Terry Dowling, Bexhill, England, Mary Clow, Canada, Yogada Muchinniska in Poland. He passed away yesterday, the age of 39. I don't know the circumstances, but let's imagine he's being sent on his way peacefully. Thank you for that. And you can send in prayer requests to the link that will be posted, and that's posted also during the week on Lama Tsultrim Allione public figure page and on Instagram as well. So today I'm going to be teaching you basic meditation, basic sitting meditation called Shamatha in Sanskrit and Shine in Tibetan. Shi means peace and Ne means abiding. So this word Ne, I've always liked that word Ne, because it means resting. It means letting be. So basically letting be in peace. Nepa. Shine, peaceful abiding. So this is considered to be a basic form of meditation that needs to be done before any other kind of meditation is done. Usually, traditionally, it's not taught until you've finished the preliminary practices, which are quite extensive and time-consuming. 100,000 full prostrations, 100,000 repetitions of the Vajrasattva mantra, which is 100 syllables, 100,000 mandala offerings, and 111,000 Guru Yoga mantras. And then once you've done that, which takes at least a year, even if you're in full-time retreat, then you can start sitting meditation. Nowadays, that's not how it happens. Sitting meditation is taught very openly, and there's lots of traditions of it in the Buddhist tradition. There's Tibetan, there's from Thailand, from Sri Lanka, from Japan, Korea, and so on, China, all the different traditions. What I'm going to teach you is from the Tibetan tradition. And I learned this from my teacher named Abu Rinpoche, just so you know my lineage of this. I had finished prostrations, the 100,000 full prostrations. Took me 3 months of full time doing that. And I said, I want to learn to meditate. And he said, okay, since you finished prostrations, you can. And so I began with him, and the way he taught it was about every 2 weeks, he would call me down from my retreat cabin on a hillside in the Himalayas, in the Indian Himalayas where we were living. He was living below, I was living in a cabin above his house. And then he would give me another one, another version of the practice, sort of the next level of it. And so he would always ask me, what's your experience? What have you been experiencing? And then when I told him, he would decide if he would give me the next one or if he wanted me to do it longer, whichever one he'd done. So that was my first training. And then my next training was with Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche when I came back to the United States from India and Nepal in 1973. And so I trained with him in a method which he taught, and this was what he taught everyone, and it's just one method. And so that's what I'm going to teach you, since I won't have the opportunity to be teaching you again and again, week after week, personally. So I'm going to teach you this method, which is really a wonderful method, and it's enough. You don't need all these other methods, so don't feel like you didn't get the real thing. And yeah, so what I didn't learn from Trungpa Rinpoche, which he didn't teach, at least not when I was studying with him, is the 9 breaths, the 9 purification breaths. And that is something that I always do before I practice, and I want to teach it to you because I find it so helpful. It will move you from being in a state of agitation to a state of being ready to meditate. It's really amazing how it works. So I'd like to begin with you just closing your eyes and noticing how you feel. How do you feel in your body? What is your breath like? Just notice it so you can recall this later, because I'm going to have you check in also after I teach you this practice of the 9 breaths. So just notice. Okay. So now I'm going to teach you the 9 breaths. They're called the 9 Purification Breaths. And what they do is to clear the blocked prana in our subtle body. So we have our physical body, but we also have a subtle body. And that subtle body is not something you can see with a microscope. It's like an energy body, and it's formed around the chakras. Chakras are wheels. In Tibetan, they're called korlo. And you have a chakra in your head, particularly in the third eye. You have a chakra in your throat. You have one in your heart. You have one in your, actually 4 fingers below the navel. When you put your hand like this and you measure top to bottom, that's the navel chakra. And then the secret place chakra. So those are the centers. And each chakra has a number of spokes coming out of it. And we're not going to get into that level of complexity here. We're just going to work with the basic 3 channels, which run from the nose up through the head, down through the neck, to 4 fingers below the navels on either side. And then the central channel that's in the middle and goes from 4 fingers below the navel to the top of the head, out through the top of the head, open at the top. For women, the right-hand channel is red, and for men, the right-hand channel is white. The red channel symbolizes desire and attachment, and the white channel symbolizes aggression and hatred. Okay, got that right? For women, red, desire, attachment. Right for men, white, hatred, aggression, all that kind of energy. On the left, for women, is white, and that's, again, the aggression, hatred. And for men, it's red, desire, attachment. And then the central channel is blue, and it's ignorance. Ignorance isn't like you didn't go to school or something like that. It is the state of confusion, bewilderment, foggy mind, dissociation in an extreme form. That's ignorance, and it's blue. So for women, red, white, blue. For men, white, red, blue. So let's take a moment and just visualize those channels. And in terms of gender, you can do it with whatever gender you identify with, or what you're identifying with today, since some people experience themselves as gender fluid. So you can decide. So feeling those, the red and the white and the blue. Okay. So as we do the 9 breaths, we are going to be cleansing those channels. The channels get kind of clogged up because of pollution, both mental and emotional pollution, and physical. Like if you smoke, your channels are all clogged up. So we're going to clear these channels. And so when we begin, we do something called changing the air. We're just changing the breath. And so you just breathe in, come up, and then come down. When you come down, I'm just going to put this down a little bit so you can see a little bit more. You put your thumbs at the base of your ring fingers and make a fist. That is then the base or the bottom of this, the back of your hand, not your knuckles, the back of your hand is placed in the groin, like where your legs connect to your body, and you press down. And you're closing the channel that goes down your leg. You've closed one that goes out your ring finger. That's why we wear rings on this finger, to close that channel. And you're creating kind of like a container, because you close the bottom going out. I'm going to try to turn this down just briefly so you can see how my hands are on my leg. Okay. You see, so I've got my elbows locked. I've got my hand like this in the fist, the Vajra fist, and I'm pressing down. And my chin is in. Can you see that? I think you can. Yeah. So the whole time we're doing this, the hand that isn't going up is in that locked elbow position, because you're keeping this container. Okay. So when we breathe in, it comes up like this. It turns around. We raise the elbow and we close. This is my left nostril. I know it's kind of hard when it's coming in backwards on your screen, but this is my left nostril. And I'm going to exhale. And then I'm going to do it on the other side, on the right side. So as you breathe in and you do this, you imagine that your finger, your index finger, is hooking the essence of the 5 elements as rainbow light, and it's bringing it in. Bring it into your body. And then as you close this and you exhale out the right-hand side, women, imagine that you are exhaling a dirty red river that is grasping and desire, and it's going down into the ground, and below you are all your enemies or your challenging people in your life. When it gets to them, it becomes nectar. You're not giving them your dirty red river of desire. You're giving them whatever they need, whatever they desire. Okay? They're below you. For men, you are going to be visualizing a dirty white river going out of your right nostril. It is anger. And it's going down also to your enemies, the challenging people in your life. And it's turning to nectar as it reaches them. And you can use also political figures here. It doesn't have to be somebody that you know personally, but could be just whoever you're kind of upset with. And it turns to nectar when it meets them and it calms them, gives them whatever they need. Then on the other side, for women, it will come out as white, and it's, again, aggression, and it will also turn into nectar. And for men, it'll come out as red, and it will be desire, and it'll turn into nectar. That's the first round. Round 2 will be a clearer stream, but the same meaning, the same transformation into nectar. So clearer white, clearer red on each side. And then the third time, clear red and clear white, like a beautiful snow crystal white and a beautiful red ruby stream. So that's back and forth 3 times. And then the last time you breathe in, you have both arms straightened. You breathe in once, and then you do a 3-part exhalation. And that's 3 levels of blue: dirty blue, clearer blue, and clear blue. And that's ignorance. Okay. Got it? Let's try it together. Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Okay. Remember, when you're breathing in, it's rainbow light. And for men, the right-hand side is white, and for women, the right-hand side is red. And then you automatically know the other side is the other color, so you don't have to remember more than that. Okay, inhale, just change air. There's no visualization. Inhale up and come down. Straighten the arms, come up with the left arm. Close the left nostril and exhale either white or red, and it turns into nectar. The other side, rainbow light, essence of the 5 elements. The palm is out, the elbow's really up, and exhale. And then the left again. This is the clearer series. Still the same colors. Left up and exhale, white or red. Come up, close, exhale. And now the final round, this is the clear, white or red, accordingly. Inhale up, the essence of the 5 elements is the 5 colors. Inhaling, close the left nostril and exhale. becoming nectar. And the final one coming up, right hand. And close the right nostril. And come down. Then take one inhale, straightening both arms. 5 elements. And a 3-part blue exhalation that is ignorance. Now place your hands on your knees and notice how you feel in comparison to how you felt when you started. When I asked you to notice how you felt, notice how you feel now. And maybe you can write into the chat what you feel now. At the moment when we put our hands on our knees like this, we are ready to meditate. But what's circulating in your body now is wisdom prana. The wisdom energy is circulating through your subtle body. Calmness, more grounded. Peace, more in tune, present, clear, settled. Feeling so balanced and energized. Yeah. So it's a definite difference, right? That took maybe 3 minutes. It's definitely worth doing before you meditate. We have this on our website. If you didn't catch all the details, evenness, free from anger, love for the enemy, cleaner, lighter. Yeah. Clear, grounded. Yes. It's amazing how it's just a very different feeling. So now you're ready to meditate. A lot of us live in agitation. We wake up, we drink coffee. Coffee is, by the way, very bad for meditation. It agitates the lung, the prana. And I used to not allow coffee at Taramandala because of that. And then I got overruled because people wanted it. But if you're serious about meditation, try to get off caffeine because it really makes a difference in your subtle body. So that's how you begin meditation. It is on our website. Perhaps, Dreama, you can look for the link to that that we could put in the chat. I think it's under practices on the website. So now you're ready to start your meditation, your Shine meditation. Okay, so first thing is posture. There's something called the 7-point posture of Arachana. This was the first thing I learned from Abu Rinpoche. And it's kind of an easy way to remember it is you start from the top and you go down. So the first thing is the eyes. The eyes are at an angle and going down. You've probably seen Buddha statues. Notice the Buddha does not have his eyes closed. His eyes are down, but they're not closed. So that's how we practice in the Tibetan tradition. So let's just try the eyes. You might think, oh, that's really distracting. Yeah, I like closing my eyes. But we don't live with our eyes closed. So it's important to be able to meditate in daily life. So if you practice with your eyes open, then you won't need to close your eyes to meditate. So unfocus your eyes now. What does that mean? It means if you're focused on anything, any particular thing, relax. Relax the muscles behind the eyes and relax that focus so that your eyes are open, but they're unfocused. It's almost as though you're seeing 360 degrees around you. Okay. It's the first. The second is the tongue. The tongue is turned up onto the roof of your mouth, touching just behind the palate. So it's not curled way back like it is in some yoga postures. It's just touching. And then the mouth is slightly open. The next one is the neck. The image for the neck is the shepherd's crook. You know, a shepherd's crook comes up, goes like that, kind of round, and then down. So that's the back of your neck. So try, first stick your chin out, and then pull it back slowly. And at a certain point, you'll feel a slight tug at the back of your neck. That's where you stop. You don't go like this. It's not come down. So let's try that again. Start with your neck, your chin out. This is what happens when you're not having good posture, your meditation. Now bring in the neck gradually. Feel that slight pull at the back of your neck and then stop. That's the next. Then the next one after that is the shoulders. The image here is of bird's wings, that your shoulder blades are like the wings of a bird, and you're pulling those wings back. So tune into your shoulder blades. Your shoulders are down, you're not up, but they're back. Do you feel how that opens your lungs? And then if you keep your chin like that, wow, it's really different than our usual posture. And then the next is the hands. So you can simply have your hands on your knees, or you can do a more traditional Shine mudra for the hands. It's like this. It's not the thumbs kind of tipped in. The thumbs are directly vertical over the fingers, and then that's on your lap, just below the navel. And your elbows are kind of loose. So that's how I learned. For women, the left hand is on top, and for men, the right is on top, if you want to try that. It's also okay to take like a pillow, put it on your lap, and then rest your hands on that if it's more comfortable. And then the last of those 7 is the legs. So if you're sitting in a chair, you want your legs, your feet flat on the floor, so your back can be straight. Or you sit cross-legged, or ideally you sit in the full lotus posture. You can also meditate lying down. So don't feel like if you have some physical issue with sitting, you can't meditate. You can. The main thing with meditation is the back. You want the back straight because that's the flow of prana. So if you are lying down, don't put so many cushions that you're tipping like that, but just so your neck is straight. And then try not to fall asleep. So the full lotus, if you do the full lotus, as a woman, your leg, the left leg should be on top, and a man, the right. Actually, this is the right, and this is the left. When I started meditating, my teacher would not teach me until I could sit in full lotus, and I couldn't So I had to just practice every day, and it hurt. But after a while, I could do 5 minutes, and then ultimately I could do an hour. It's worth trying for younger people, but it's not necessary. So don't put anything as an sort of obstacle to meditating, like, oh, I can't sit in full lotus, so I can't meditate. I'm just saying that ideally, this is how I learned it, so I'm teaching it like that. So I sit just cross-legged mainly, or sometimes I'll sit with my legs down. My back straight. So somebody asked, can I blink? You can blink. You probably will blink. Don't think about blinking or not blinking. Just let it be natural. What may happen when you go deeply into meditation is you may stop blinking. That will happen naturally, but it's not necessary. It's just a byproduct. Why is the mouth open? Slightly open. That's the way it's taught. I know there's books about breathing now that are very against mouth breathing. There's a whole book about breathing, but it's very slightly open. If you try it, then you can feel the difference. So let's try that. Like have your eyes in that downward posture, unfocused, and then have your mouth closed. And then open your mouth slightly. You feel the difference? Right? It takes you into meditation. I had a very personal experience of this transmission about the mouth once. It was actually not aimed at me, it was aimed at my husband, but I was present when it happened, and so I've always remembered it. It happened in an airport in Europe, traveling with a Lama, a very great Lama from Tibet, and he always had too much luggage, and it was on Ryanair. And on Ryanair, basically, if you have any luggage, you're going to get charged a lot. So they do those flights on the basis that people have as little luggage as possible, and that's how they keep their prices down. So anyway, he had way too much luggage, so we were delayed in the airport, standing in line, and all of a sudden he looked at David and he said, he sort of indicated, okay, go into meditation. And then he watched him. He looked, because he could see where somebody is in their meditation just by looking at them. And so David was doing it there. And then Rinpoche took his hand and very gently actually took his hand and pulled his mouth open a little bit. And David said that totally changed his experience of his meditation. So it's not like your mouth is hanging open, it's just slightly parted, lips are parted. What if my eyes get dry and sting? Blink. I know for a lot of people who have learned to meditate with their eyes closed, they have a lot of resistance to this, but you do get used to it, and people that have started to practice with their eyes open then find it really difficult to sit with their eyes closed. If it's really a big obstacle for you, just close your eyes. It's okay. Or have them open for a little while and then close your eyes and then maybe open them after a while. Is it okay to kneel if the back is straight? Yes, it is. You know those benches? You can get these meditation benches that are sort of slightly tipped, and or you can pile up cushions. That's fine. The back is the main thing. Okay. All right. Now, the method for the sitting. So let's take the posture. I'm going to put my hands on my knees. I've got my back straight. I've got my legs crossed. And let's do that breathing again, because now I've been talking a lot. I can feel the agitation in my prana. So I know that before I meditate, I want to do that. And for you, it's probably good practice anyway. Okay. So now let's start by changing air. Inhale and exhale. Pressing down, lock the elbows, tuck the chin, coming up with the left. This is going to be dirty red for me and dirty white for the men. Turning into nectar. And the next side will be dirty white for the women and dirty red for the men. Now this is the clearer one. Turn the hand out so your elbow goes really up. Now this is the clear round. Remember the rainbow light. Now both arms are locked, pressing down in the Vajra fist. Inhale, rainbow light. And the 3-part blue exhalation, ignorance. And place the hands on your knees and notice the circulation of the wisdom prana. And now take the 7-point posture. Start at the top of the head with the eyes, the tongue, the chin, shoulder blades, the back. I didn't mention the back. The back is, the vertebrae are like gold coins, one stacked on another. The hands and the legs. Those are the 7 points. And now the method is bring your attention to your breath. Don't change your breath at all. Just bring your attention to your breath. The breath is always moving. Keep your attention with it. If the breath slows down, that's okay, but don't try to make it do anything. Just be with it as it is. When thoughts arise, just simply come back to the breath. As soon as you've recognized, oh, I'm thinking, come back to the breath without any feeling of, I'm a bad meditator, I'm so distracted. No judgment. Keep it really simple. Oh, wandering, mind wandering. Come back to the breath. There's a question, are we breathing through both the nose and the mouth? Not thinking about that. If that happens, it happens. And probably since the mouth is open, there will be some air that passes through. You may notice that you feel peace, or you might feel a slight sensation of bliss in your body. That's why it's called peaceful abiding. But there's nothing that's supposed to happen. All you're doing is showing up here and doing it. To have a good meditation is just doing it. Even 5 minutes of meditation a day has been proven to help with depression, anxiety, and distraction. 5 minutes. There's a question, why is that white light or the red light dirty? Because that's the clogged up prana in our body from our thoughts, our emotions, our obscurations. What is the right time to meditate? The best time is first thing in the morning and early in the morning before everyone else gets up. In India, which is a country that really, meditation is part of their culture. They get up very early and everyone does their sadhana, whatever it is, very early in the morning. So by the time everyone else is up, that's done. Tibetans do that too. Get up early, but if that's, if you don't get enough sleep, if you do that, then just as soon as you get up. For me, when I had kids, I did it when they got on the bus, went to school, because I didn't have time in the morning. Then once they were gone, I could do it. So whatever works for you. Usually earlier in the day is better. But also sunset is a nice time to meditate. In Costa Rica, sunset is like a religion. Everyone watches the sunset, and so I like to go to the ocean and meditate as the sun sets. Yeah, what is the position of the hands? Yeah, it's just, I'll put the camera down so you can see, just like this on my knees. Or in that posture that I showed you before, like this. So the thumbs are barely touching and they're vertical over the fingers. I notice I have a habit of that, and sometimes when I'm just listening to people talk or I really want to concentrate, I find that I've done this with my hands without realizing it. So if you haven't tried this, try this. Try doing this just to notice how it feels. It's kind of like there's a little buzz where your thumbs connect. What about if you have pain? Meditation is really helpful with pain, chronic pain. Just note your pain and come back to your breath. Allow it. Don't try to get rid of it. Just like, okay, pain's there, but so is my breath. Somebody wrote, dropping the jaw with a slightly open mouth does make a huge difference. It's interesting, isn't it? But if I get super tired and sleepy as soon as I start meditating, that is actually a fairly common problem. And people who aren't even tired, as soon as they start to meditate, it's like, that is karmic obscurations. That's from your karma. And it just happens. And you'll go through a period of that. You just keep sitting. And after a while, that goes away. One of the advice, if that happens, is to raise the gaze slightly like look straight ahead or slightly up, to wear less clothes when you meditate, so you're not hot, not cold, but just not hot. And also, if you eat less, especially eat less heavy food, those are the indications if you're sleepy. Another issue that comes up with meditation is agitation. Not sleepy, you're more like wired. If that happens, then you lower the gaze, even close the eyes, wear more clothes, and eat more. And with the sleep, also straighten your posture. So like might be like this. And if you're really sleepy, take a nap. Sometimes when I'm practicing, I'm just like, I'm really tired. So I just take a nap and then continue. I'm experiencing a slight loss of direction, like disoriented. Come back to the breath. So let's dedicate the merit of this meditation. I'll take a few minutes to answer more questions. Let's just end the meditation. Dedicating the merit means offering any positive energy that you've gained doing it to all beings. Give it away. And in the beginning, generate bodhicitta. This is the mudra for generating bodhicitta. It's called one-pointed dedication to the benefit of beings. It's the beginning and then the end, just, and then let that go. Yeah. There's, thank you. How long? That's a good question. Well, I would start short. Don't try to do too much because you'll get discouraged. Of course, when I started with an hour. You could try that. However, I think a realistic time to start is 10 minutes, which seems very short, but when you're meditating, it can seem pretty long. So if you have a phone that has a timer on it, I suggest you put that on. It has a little gong or sound that comes when that 10 minutes is over. There's also apps for that, meditation timing apps. And then increase it 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. I think generally a good period of daily practice would be 40 minutes. That's how long the Zen sessions are when you practice Zen meditation, is 40 minutes. But you can do several hours too. And then there's walking meditation. And maybe next time I'll talk about that. So how many of you have been at all the Lama lives so far? This is the third one. See who's been at every one. This is a regular thing. It'll be next Sunday. Next Sunday, I'll have with me David Pramal and Miten, wonderful, amazing, devotional singers, meditators, trained for many years in the Osho tradition. I never knew them before last year and met them here in Costa Rica we became fast friends, and I have done things on their app, and they have agreed to come onto Lama Live. We may do it here in my house or go to their house. So we're going to explore some of the taras of the 21 taras. And so that will be next Sunday. It's coming Sunday with David Premal and Mitten. And yes, we've just looked at their online community here. There's a link if you don't know about them. Look up David Premal and Green Tara, White Tara. And now she's doing some recordings of some of the other Tara mantras that I've taught her and taught them. So that'll be amazing. Singing with her is like something I've never experienced before. I can't explain it about her voice, but it's like it's happening at multi levels all at once. And that's why she's so well known. And Mitten, her partner, is an amazing musician. He writes songs, amazing songs. I love his songs. And he's also a chant master and a master guitarist. They've been together for 30 years as a couple, met a long time ago. So, everyone, yes, David is pure. There's a story that happened when, shortly after I met her, she came up here to Samanillo, this little town that I live in, Costa Rica, and we went to a restaurant that was owned by people from the Osho community, and they recognized her. And the woman said to her, I'm from Spain. My mother's very conservative Catholic, but I was playing your music one day when I was doing a massage, and my mother was there. She's a massage therapist. And my mother said, "Who is that angel singing? Who is that angel singing?" Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Yeah, now you have basic sitting practice. So let's do it this week, and then we'll report in the beginning of the next Lama Live. Just hear what happened. Did you do it every day? What happened when you did? How long did you do it? And of course, you have to be honest. And we'll keep each other on track that way. So I'll be teaching different meditations, but I wanted to start with this one. It's fundamental. And the breathing, that's a whole practice in itself. And this teaching will be on my Lama Tsultrim Allione page and on the Tara Mandala YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it again, listen to it again, get a little refresher, or tell your friends about it, you'll be able to. We've had around between 4,000 and 5,000 people watch each of these. So many people can't do it or don't do it at the time, but then do it later. So tell your friends about it and tell them about Lama Live. And we'll be together in a week. And blessings to all of you for this week. Stay positive, stay compassionate, generate loving awareness for all beings, and your life will get better. Yes, thank you all for coming. Lots of thank yous coming and blessings. Ben Baldwin, I've seen you every time here. I like somebody's name is Abundance Vastness. Seth, yeah, thank you. Sarah Oldfield, she was at Tara Mandala for several years. She's asking, how do you see it afterwards? It's on my Lama Tsultrim Allione page, and we'll change the little blurb that's with it right now and say, put the date and what I taught. So it'll be right there on that Facebook page and on the Tara Mandala YouTube channel as well, with that label of the date and what I taught. And it'll live there so you can do it another time. Thank you for your thank yous. Tuchiche. That's Tibetan. Thank you. Yeah, love to all of you. You're very welcome. And it's really a joy to be with you. Somebody's asking for a purification practice before Tara. Do the 9 breaths. That will help. And you can also do more, like more than the 3 on each side. You could do 9 on each side to just help that purification process. Tashi delay. Yeah, Women of Wisdom. Yeah, somebody's saying that was their first book they read of mine. There's 3 books, Women of Wisdom, Feeding Your Demons, and Wisdom Rising. They're all available on Amazon. So it's really nice to connect with all of you too. I know we can't see each other, but I do really feel you. And I had some friends here with me today also, and that was nice to have some people actually here. And we'll meet again. We'll meet again and again. I'm really happy to be doing this. You know, I've been only doing certain things and only appearing in certain programs. And usually you have to register for those programs, pay something. And of course, that's all to support Tara Mandala and the teachers. But this is a free thing. And you can make offerings, which are, of course, helpful. But I wanted to make something really accessible and regular. So that's what I'm doing. Lots of love, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri